We had a chap there who came from Lithuania, and we called him Grinky Stein. I can't remember his first name. Why did we call him Grinky? Because he was not born in South Africa. He came as a young man, and he got involved with buying and selling illicit diamonds. Illicit diamonds, you couldn't deal in diamonds without a license. Someone must have sold on him because they went searching his house. And you know where they found the diamonds? In the taller on his head. The one to fit him, You know that? To fit him, you have a box on your head. They found the diamond inside the box. That was an unusual place to live, the diamond. But it was very interesting there. Percy Yuta, his father had a butcher shop, but he started the Young Judeans. He was the chairman, and that's when I became the secretary. I must have been around 15 or 16. Now, he had his fingers were nipped off in a sausage machine. Now, Percy Yuta ultimately became a prosecutor, and he prosecuted Mandela. And he was ruthless, absolutely ruthless. The interesting thing about it, he prosecuted with Mandela in the treason trial. And that's where Mandela got 28 years in jail because of that. He was in prison for life almost, 28 years in jail. The interesting thing about the end of that story is that Mandela invited him to have a cup of tea with him. It shows him the mind of Mandela. He never bore a grudge. In those days, there was no such thing as going to a shop and buying pieces of chicken or ready-made stuff. You cooked, everything was cooked yourself. And the chickens you got were live chickens. You took it to the Reverend Castle, his name was. He was the shochet, and in his backyard there he had a railing and hooks on the railings, okay, and he would slice their throat, and they hang up there, and they would kick, and the blood would run all the time on the floor till they died. Then I would pick up the chicken and take it home, and my mother would then have to pull off all the feathers and so on. Oh, it was a different life today. You can't imagine. But Parogan, because my father was a butcher, we always used lung. Made lung in the Parogan terrifically. Much better than putting any other meat in it. Lung, just delicious. And then we made, I don't know, you know what pizza is? Pizza is a jelly from calf's jelly. For some reason or another, my mother, we called it studena. Never heard of it from anyone else, but we called it studena. Delicious. But it's a big job to making it. Went cooking it for hours at a time. We used to take herring. You know, you had a cold stove. Take a herring and put it into a piece of brown paper and put it among the coals, get it completely charred, take it out and mix cream with it. Yeah, you know, memory is wonderful, but I don't know how good these things were. It's probably, you know, it's always better to in the afterwards. It's like the person who goes overseas and has a hell of a hassle with the transport, with his luggage and so on, but when he comes back, he makes a joke of it. So I can't tell.
What about saltanosses? What were those?
Oh, those are saltanosses. you know, blintzes is a type of blintzes, but it's bigger than something with plenty of milk, plenty of cream. I don't know, it's almost that you suck it up from the plate. Ah, those are good meals. There were such Burgermeisters as the following. That if you have a short neck, I don't know where that, I picked that one up. If you have a short neck, you're likely to get a stroke. But that's just something. I used to worry about my height. I don't worry. After a while, I forgot. My mother used to have superstitions. Most of the Jewish women had these superstitions. One of them was, you don't sew, and when you sew something on your body, like a broken button or something like you sew, you must put a piece of cotton in your mouth so that you don't sew your mouth. Yeah, and you mustn't go through a window because you'll never grow. Those are the superstitions of the women. The toys we had, we made ourselves. We played a blow. Blow is you took cards and you put them on the window sill and you blew. Turn them over. And those who turned over the most were the winners. We played in the street. We could play in the streets in those days because the traffic was minimal. I played what they call kediki. You had a piece of wood with the ends off the ground and a stick, and you hit it with a stick, it's called kediki, and you see how far you can get. Okay? You played with a wheel, a bicycle wheel without tires, and you used it with a piece of bent wire, and you ran all over the place. Yeah, so those were the sort of things. We played marbles. We put up a heap of marbles to see who could knock it over. Yeah, people will remember about guns and clearness, all sorts of things, marbles. So we had different life entirely from today. Now weren't sitting on the couch watching TV all the time, and you know we had a good life. Did I tell you the story there, by the way, of the saffron? Oh, you don't know that. Oh. One day I was in the kitchen of Mrs. Vesnick, and she asked me, if I'd go to the chemist and buy some saffron. I didn't know what it is. I said, what's that stuff? She said, it's that yellow stuff. Oh, I said, okay, I'll go get it. I came back with sulphur. Yes, I could have poisoned.